Hello.
Hello. I
Hello.
just need to. Hi, everybody.
How
Hi,
are you?
Ronald. Um, I just need to upload the background, I suppose.
Do you have it or do you need me to send it
I
again?
have it. You sent it to me, but I need to, yeah,
I
look
think I
through
also
it.
sent you the old one. I think the one that you hopefully not, but okay, anyway, we can check.
All right. Can you also hear me well if I
Yep.
go to
Yep.
the side? Okay.
Well,
Uh,
not too much in the side because
I
Hi,
just don't want to
everyone.
put earphones. But if you can't hear me well, I'll put earphones.
no, no, we can lower, yes.
No, because I'm doing the contestants briefing in a different one, so I'm making you host and I'm going.
Yeah, you can go
Uh,
now.
Thank you.
I made
Okay.
you host, Deepak,
Okay.
uh, and
Roland
I'll
is
make
also.
you. So yeah, Deepak, you can make her
Okay. I
co-host.
will make everything.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Sorry for that. As I said, I'm running to the outside.
Okay, bye bye.
Yeah, wish you well.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay.
Also, I will make Yafit's co-host.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
case. Yeah.
Roland's being co-host will be fine for you or not? What do you say?
I
I will be co-host, yeah. So
Okay.
how many
For breakout
breakout
rooms,
so how many breakout rooms do we need, and shall we name them?
actually, we will learn it as we go.
Okay, so just to explain, Ronald, I don't know how many people will be, but we need to put twos and twos together. So two people in a room.
Mhm.
And if we have an uneven number, then one of the organizers will not participate, or if they want to observe, they can observe because we'll have only time for two people to practice. So
Okay.
up to you, Francesca,
Yeah,
iPad.
no worries. Just consider me as a backup. If I need it, I'm
So we'll
there. If
let's
not,
start with 10 rooms, and we'll see.
Okay, we can add more or less. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
or you can start with more and just not use them.
Mhm.
The other thing is, I always give an option. So if people don't want to practice, they can stay in the main room. So one option that is easier for Zoom Master that I know, but tell me if you want a different way. I say for people who don't want to practice to put something before their name, but I don't know if people know how to rename. So it's easier for you to see, for example, zeros, and you don't put them in the room. So
Okay.
what would you like me to say? Would that work for you? Um, I'm also nervous that it would take time if people don't know how to rename themselves or like, is
So
there a better way for doing that?
okay. I mean, first of all, it makes sense to mark someone if they are not interested in joining any breakout rooms. That makes sense. So like s- asterisk or something.
Okay. Yeah. And it could be anything. It's just that I'm nervous that some people maybe, but I mean, we'll see. Some people, do I need to switch my background?
Okay.
Because I
no, no,
like
you
it.
have the right one. No, no, it's the right one.
I see it a mirror, but I like it this way or unmirrored.
You are mirrored because I also see mine
Ah,
differently.
okay. The only thing, Ronald, is if people don't know how to rename themselves and put this zero asterisk, that's the only thing. But if we see that people don't know, if they raise their electronic hand, would it help you or not really? Because you're looking at the breakout rooms screen.
I would probably move them around from the participant list.
Mm,
Let's
I
see.
didn't know if it would, I didn't
No,
know if it
no, no,
was
no. Okay.
possible. Okay.
No, participant list does not really work. Yeah, I would move them from the breakout room list,
Okay. So
and
whatever serves you. Yeah.
and you always want two per room.
There's going to be only one practice in breakout rooms, only one time,
Okay.
and it would be 2 per room. Yeah.
Okay. And shall I select 2 and move them there, or?
Automatic, you can do automatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And don't include me. I will be moving around, so don't include co-hosts,
Yeah, okay.
I
Okay,
suppose.
so assign automatically, and I unticked include co-hosts. Good.
Also, make sure you don't have time limits. Can you check that you have, when you close the rooms, it gives them 60 seconds? You know that option?
Okay, now I created them. 2 participants are already pre-assigned. They are not in the room since the rooms are not open yet. And I guess if I close all rooms, then we will have the 60-second.
Do you see that? Do you see that option? Because you
No,
can see it.
not right
You
now.
click on
Maybe
option.
in options. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
click on options.
Okay, you want 60 seconds there.
Yeah, and uncheck everything
Okay.
else.
Okay.
They
We have countdown after closing breakout room, and it's set to 60 seconds.
Great. I will send, I don't know if I can actually. Can I send, yes, I probably can send. I will send the halftime message. So I'll take care of the time.
Okay.
It will probably be altogether 15 minutes, but how would I let you know? I think I can close the rooms myself if I'm a co-host.
Yes, you should be able.
Okay. Also, question to you, would you like to practice? You can go and practice if you want. So I'll take care
Let's
of
see.
the,
Let's see.
okay, let's see.
How many
I'll take
participants
care
will
of,
have?
okay. I'll take care of the messages that I send, only one for them to switch roles. And then after 15 minutes, or I'll decide on the spot, I'll close the rooms. I
Okay.
think I have that
Okay.
possibility.
Okay, and I created 10 rooms, and I will open all rooms once you tell me.
Okay. That's weird that I don't see it, but okay. Okay. One other thing, let me think if there was something else. I don't think so. Let me try and share my screen so I see it work. Most of the time, I will not share, but let's see. Because I'm trying a new thing over 2 screens, so I want to see that it works. No. Okay. Now I'm stuck. Okay. I see. Yeah, it goes to this one. Okay, let's try. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, now I'm trying to do, so on another screen, I see all of the participants and I forget how to do it.
Presenter mode in PowerPoint.
Okay, now I see. Yeah. Okay. Unshare is where. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
So do we have any other topics to cover before the recording?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Then we can welcome our participants again. They are coming one by one. But since we are right now on time, I can start the recording and
We
my
can
introduction.
wait also 5 more minutes if
Okay.
people can join, and then
Yeah.
Okay, we can wait for a while.
just 5 more minutes, and then we can start. It's a sunny day, I hope, in everyone's country, so that's why.
Hi everyone, by the way, Alexandra, Christina, Dia, Dika, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, and Marty.
I'm Dirga.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
By your good morning, I assume you're in the US.
Yeah, I'm in Washington State.
Okay. All right.
Ulrike, Nigel, welcome.
Hi, welcome. I'm in the car. That's why I can't. That's why you can't see me. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, no problem. Maybe we will following the minutes.
Good evening, everyone from Dirga, Belgium. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Where are you, Dirga?
From Belgium at the moment.
Belgium. Oh,
Yeah.
welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Sabine.
Nigel.
Hello, Nigel.
Hello,
Hi.
long time.
Hi, Yafit. I hope your workshop is as wonderful as I know you normally give them.
Thank you. What a great start.
You can start the recording.
This is FOLTirana online calling. Welcome, Çiğdem fellow Toastmasters and those who have just joined us. I'm İpek Altun, and I can't imagine how diverse audience we have here at this moment. And I have a confession to make. I paused to send an email to my supervisor today. I thought joining this workshop would be insightful for me to deal with this interaction. And listening a complaint is difficult. When someone points out something that you supposedly did wrong, our intuition is mostly about to defend ourselves, explain our intentions, or push back. And before we realize it, the conversation can turn into blame, justification, and escalation. In this workshop, we will find out how to respond to complaints in a way that creates connection, brings collaboration, instead of alienation. Dear all, I'm pleased to introduce you Yafit Gabai DTM. Yafit was awarded as Toastmaster of the Year in 2024 to 25 for her contributions to the community. This year, she serves as District 109 Harmony Team Trainer, leading communication training sessions for district leaders to enhance their constructive communication and conflict resolution skills. Yafit is nonviolent communication facilitator who leads workshops and in-depth courses on communicating in ways that create connection, even in challenging or emotionally charged moments. She supports individuals in transforming the way they interact, relate, and lead. She believes that leadership begins with communication and that strong leadership skills are built on how we interact. And you can follow the duration of this workshop through the upper left corner of my video right now, but I will be mindful about the necessities of this workshop if needed. So I will leave the virtual floor to Yafit Gabai, DTM.
Thank you, Alper. Thank you for this amazing introduction. And yes, just to say, there will be time for questions at the end, but you can ask a question anytime as we go along. Just please make sure to raise your electronic hand so I see you want to say something or ask something. I might want to finish a sentence or an idea, but then I see you and I will address it. And with no further ado, complaints. How to transform a complaint into a constructive collaboration. How to not walk away from a complaint or look at a complaint as something that is threatening us. And how not to walk away frustrated, angry, or I don't want to talk to this person anymore, and actually create collaboration. Are you curious? This is what we're going to look at today. And I would like to invite you to write in the chat if you want, or to say, when you think about a complaint that is said to you, so somebody complained to you, what comes up in you? I can give an example so you'll understand what I'm talking about. For example, if I take an example from Toastmaster environment, it can very well be the workplace or at home. If I'm the president of my club, and one day my VPE or another officer calls me and they say, well, Yafit, when you do the meetings, you take too much time, the executive meetings. You always go over time and it's just unbearable. And it keeps happening again and again. And I don't understand. You can't manage your time. So that is a complaint to me. It can very well happen at work. Somebody complains about your work, complains about different things. It could be between friends. Or why are you always late? You're always late. Or how come you never clean after yourself? All of these are complaints. So if you want to write in the chat, when somebody complains to you, you did something bad, what comes up in you? What happens to you in your body? What is your instinct to react? You can say in just one word, you know, I get angry, or I'm frustrated, or I'm happy. I don't know. Maybe some people are happy. Or you can just speak, unmute yourself and speak, or write in the chat. Okay, so trigger words like never, always are not very helpful. Okay, defensive. Yeah. Treated unfair. Yeah. Judged. Hesitant. Yeah. Thank you. Trying to understand. That's good. That's a step ahead. Trying to understand. Want to defend myself. Yes. I want you now to take a minute because we will work with that. Empathic listening. Good job. And we'll see that today. I want you to take a few seconds to think and maybe write down, because we'll use it later in the practice, a situation where somebody complained to you, something that you did. And I can put in the chat actually some scenarios if nothing comes up, but it's always best to take something that actually happened to you, because then you're it's closer to home, as we say. But I will put some scenarios. So think of a situation. It could be from a long time ago even, but something that somebody complained to you. Could be small. It doesn't have to be something really big. I'm putting some scenarios in the chat that you might remind you of something, or if you can think of anything that you have something to work with. So take a few seconds for that. And if you can think of something that you complained to somebody else as an additional. We won't work with that so much today, but it would be something to think about later. So something that you complain to somebody else.
Can it be also related to ourselves, like not finding ourselves competent about a particular topic that we are about to
So you
handle?
mean the complaint is to yourself? You're complaining to yourself? Is that what you mean?
My complaint about myself, but it will influence the group that I work with. Like I don't feel competent of that task, for instance, but they want me to handle it. Kind of.
So in this case, to work with that, it would be between you and yourself. So
Yes.
there's the part of you that complains to yourself, and there is you. So we're leaving, if you want to work with that, we're leaving the group away from that. It would be
Okay.
between you and yourself, if you want to take that example.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I take a few more seconds because I don't know if people are done with thinking of a situation. And I want to know if there is a volunteer to work with me. For right now, it's very simple, just so I'll explain what it takes. You tell me the complaint that was, sorry, we'll work with the president. You tell me the complaint that you made to somebody else, if you had that one. And if not, we can take the example of the president and the VPE complaining to the president. So you complain to me about something I did, and then we'll see how it goes. And then we just go back and forth of how we react. If there is somebody who's willing to, who volunteers, please raise your electronic hand. Sometimes it takes a little bit to people think whether they want to do it or not. But for right now, it's very simple. You get to be very like judgmental, so it's fun.
I wouldn't mind trying. I just can't find that hand.
Okay, Alexandra.
Hello, this is Alexandra from Greece.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know if we want to be spotted or maybe not.
I am feeling a bit tired, but I do not mind.
Okay.
Perhaps you... Okay, all right.
And I will be spotted in a second, I assume, by our Zoom master. Thank you. Okay. Do you want to go with President VPE or a complaint that you had to somebody, something from your life?
Well, I'd rather choose something from your list, which is very typical, and I'm sure that we can all associate with. Something like you always start the same fights and never solve anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do now is we're not changing anything. You will complain to me. You will say that to me. I will answer you however I answer you, and you answer back however you answer back. Okay?
Okay.
Like, and we'll see how it goes. Just 1-2 times. Okay?
All right. Okay. So, yeah. You always start the same fights and never solve anything.
Really? Like as if you never do the same. Like remember last week? Like you all also fight. Why are you blaming me for fighting?
Well, the problem is that I do that too, but just because you do it too. And the thing is that we need to come up with a solution. How are we going to handle this?
Yeah, but I feel like you're saying, oh, because I am and I am, then you do it too. So I don't know. It's like, are you a little child that wants to do what I do?
Actually, I think that, no, I'm not a child. That's why I'm complaining. If I were a child, I don't think I would be able to. But I
Okay,
do
then
believe that I'm addressing an adult.
yes.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what we wanted to show here is I'm triggered by what Alexandra is saying, and I attack her back, right?
Yeah.
Could be, I'm not saying we all do that all the time, but that's a normal reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a normal reaction or very common reaction is to attack back, and then she's triggered, she's attacking me back. How did it feel for you, Alexandra, how I answered you?
Well, it was typical. I've had this discussion before and the argument through and through, and still occasionally reaching dead end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, this is
Okay.
useful. That's why this is useful.
Now I want you, if you don't mind, say it again. I'm going to react in a different way, but it's still a way that disconnects. I'm not doing the connecting yet because we
Okay.
have two main possibilities. We have many possibilities, but two main possibilities. So say the complaint again.
Okay. So you always start the same fights and never solve anything.
Yeah, you know, it's because I never know what to say to you. I like all those fights together. I feel that you don't hear me, so I try different things, but it doesn't work. And I was really busy today, and my mind wasn't clear. And really, it was important for me to say that to you, what I said to you.
I guess I understand what you mean, but the problem is that you're not the only one who's tired and has had a very long day. So somehow we need to get to that discussion and find a way out. You're not the only one tired around here.
Yeah. And I'm stopping here. I don't know if it was very clear, but my intention was to show explaining. So I explain, and maybe I don't attack Alexandra, but I explain my point of view, and then Alexandra explains her point of view. So it becomes a conversation of explaining, and I've seen it so many times. Thank you, Roland. You can take us off the Zoom, of the spotlight. I will use you later, Alexandra, if that's okay.
Okay.
So what happens normally is either attacking each other or explaining each other. And I just want to give you a short story, real life that happened that I was witness to. I was witness to many other things as well. But it had to do with my sister and her son. So my sister her son is now big, he's 18 years old. But when he was in 4th grade, she went to Paris with a friend. When she came back, she brought a present to his little sister, a big present, I think it was a dress, and to him it was a pen. So now when he's 18 and I witnessed this conversation, somehow the trip to Paris comes up and he says to her, yeah, and you know, Mom, when you came back, you brought this big present to my sister and to me, just a pen. And she started to explain. No, it's not that I brought her a present. Actually, I meant to buy her a dress anyway. I just found something nice in Paris, so I bought it back. So it wasn't really a present, right? She's explaining herself. And then he says, yes, but for a kid, a small kid, you bring a present to my sister and not to me. No, but it wasn't a present. I'm telling you, it wasn't a present. Yeah, but for a little kid, it's really hurtful. And then she goes, but now that you're 18, can you understand that? And he doesn't hear her. No, for a kid, it's so unfair. And they kept going. So explaining, even if it makes sense, the other person doesn't hear you, and it becomes you explain, they explain, in the best case scenario. In the worst case scenario, you start attacking and blaming. All right, so what to do? We want, I go according to nonviolent communication, as was mentioned, the model. I won't talk about the entire model, it's a very long story. But I will talk about the core of it, what to do. And the first thing is that we want to shift our awareness and our thinking about complaints. What does it mean? First, I will just say briefly that nonviolent communication was created by Marshall Rosenberg. And he came up with this model because he wanted to understand, why do people actually fight? Why so quickly they go to arguments and fighting and disconnection? He couldn't understand it. He actually became a psychologist, a psychiatrist, I think, and he couldn't find the answers there either. So he went to research it. And this is how we came up with the model, because he understood it had to do with how we speak to each other. And he says, we shift from hearing a complaint to hearing or trying to understand what is going on for the other person. Yeah. And that's called empathy. When I'm empathizing with somebody else, not sympathizing. Sympathizing would be, oh, I really understand what you're going through. No. Empathizing is, I ask you a question about what you're going through, even if I think I know what you're going through. That's empathy. And how to do it in this model is the core of it to look at needs. And I'll share my screen in a second to show what I mean by needs. But I want to listen to the other person. What is that other person really trying to say to me? Because there's something important to them in that complaint. And I keep doing that because we don't say it's a complaint. They're trying to fulfill some needs. And when we say needs, and now I'll share, we talk about abstract needs. Okay. It's not, so here we go. Okay, I'm reading the chat for a second. Sympathize has more of an emotional component, whereas empathize is more intellectual in content. Sympathize, so it's a question. Okay, the question, if you see it in the chat, sympathize is more, you can identify. For example, if I lost my job and then, sorry, if you lost your job, I think I really understand because I went through that too, and I can understand it's sad or you're angry or like what would go on in your mind. And empathize would be, it's also can be in the emotional. We're trying to connect on the emotional side, not just the intellectual, because I really try to connect to your experience. And if I want to connect to your experience, I do that on the emotional level as well. I cannot stay in the intellectual. But what would it look like? It would be like, yeah, so you lost your job. Are you really sad? And you can say, yeah, I'm really sad. Or you can say, no, I'm really angry. They were so unfair. So I'm asking you what's going on for you, whereas when I sympathize, I say, oh yeah, I know it's horrible, but don't worry, it will get better. That's the difference. Christina, is that clear? You can write in the chat and I will share in the meantime. Okay. So universal needs, we're looking at needs. This is very, very small needs list. When we say needs, it's not I need you to finish the meeting on time. I need you not to fight with me. We're talking about universal needs like freedom, independence, like acceptance. I need acceptance. I need care. I have a need for celebration. I have a need for support and stability. So universal needs as such, right? If I say, I need you to finish the meeting on time, that's, I want you to do something, but the need that I'm trying to fulfill is maybe I have a need for rest and I want to go and rest. I'm just stopping the sharing. Okay. So just wanted to see if that was clear about needs. So I have a need. Yeah. So think about needs as something that, and they're called universal needs because we can all relate to needs. All of us, not maybe at the same time, have a need for rest and acceptance and love and survival and belonging. And so we think of needs as abstract. Not I need you to do something. I need you to do something is a strategy to fulfill a need. Okay. So now I would like to, okay, I lost the Zoom. Oh, here we go. How do we do that? And now I would like to go back to you, Alexandra. If you're here.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll wait for the spot to be spotted. What we'll do now, you'll complain again, and I will do it in empathy and needs and NVC, which is short for nonviolent communication model. And we'll see the difference. If there is difference for you.
So here it goes then. We've done it a lot through our lives. So you always start the same fights and never solve anything.
Yeah, so is it really annoying to you that I start the same fight all the time?
Yes, because I feel that you're not listening to what I'm saying. That's why we keep having the same conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, like you really want me to listen.
That's the point. I wouldn't be complaining otherwise. So I do want you to be able to understand what we're trying to do. I need to solve this. When are we going to get to that point?
Yeah, and is it that you really want to solve it because you want us to be in harmony and cooperation with each other?
That's the point. Because if we cannot find the common solution to this problem, I think that other issues will pop up later on, and this is not going to work out for either.
Is it really important to you that it will work out?
Yes, that's the point of complaining here. I wouldn't be asking for that solution repeatedly. I want us to do things differently.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that?
Right. We're not done. I'm just stopping for a second. Alexandra keeps going to the solution. Okay.
Yeah.
But I am trying to really understand what's going on for her. And why do I do that? And I see she might be, I don't know, I will check with her, a little bit annoyed with what I'm saying. I don't know. We'll check with her in a second. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to connect to her on a sense of what is this experience for her of not giving a solution. I'm not rushing to the solution because first I want to connect to her, because it really annoys me right now that she just wants a solution, for example, I'm saying. So I'm trying, and when Christina asked about empathy on an intellectual level, I'm trying to get connected on the emotional level, actually. So then if I'm touched by her experience, I would be oh, wow, okay, that's what's important to her. Yeah. And just a question to you, Alexandra, was it annoying that I didn't go to the solution and just kept asking you? Or was it something like, oh, she understands a little bit what I'm talking about?
There was the understanding part that you do not have a person who is defensive on the other side. That is the one thing. I'd say that the nature of this complaint is the repeated the repeated action. Because when you say you always start the same fights, it always presupposes that there's a history behind this. So you expect that the other person has been exposed to the same argument over and over. And you expect that person to be able to identify to some point. You have been before you've been beyond the sympathy and you're hoping for the empathy, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you say hoping for the empathy, is it you hoping for the solution?
Oh, I think fights are personally, this is my personal attitude, let's say stance. I
Yeah.
do not fight a lot. So when I do fight for the solution. Okay, I am not the person who fights. I usually try to be polite and patient and keep coming to the issues. So eventually, that's why that always was the key word that I captured that a specific example, because this is something that I often find myself saying, not to many people, but I do, because I do not fight a lot.
Okay, I will just finish that demonstration. Yeah, I understand that the point is that it's repeated, and so you like just get to the solution already. I
Yeah.
am going crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I connected to her. I don't know if you people in the audience connected. Now I connected to her, like, oh, it's driving her crazy and she just want the solution. So yeah, how about, and then we continue from that. Okay, so we can be unspotted. And just to explain, and then I'll take questions if anyone has questions. What I did is I started by, instead of answering in a way that I was triggered in the role play, I didn't go immediately, if you paid attention, to needs, because I wanted slowly to understand what was going on for her. And by what she was saying back to me, which was still complaining about me, I kept staying there. And I said, okay, is it that it really annoys you? Yes. Is it that you just want it to be over? Yes. And she kept saying, you keep doing that. You keep doing that. So the idea is to stay with the other person. Even though you're triggered, of course, it takes practice. Even though you're triggered, to try and understand what's going on for them. But if you connect to their needs, like she really wants comfort already and harmony, I believe. And because to needs we can connect more rather than what the person wants me to do. And now I'll see if there are any questions or clarifications, because we soon go to practice. In the meantime, I'm putting in the chat needs list just to look at it. And I will explain the practice. Just for our Zoom master, is there anyone here who does not want to practice? Okay, we're all in then, okay. What we're going to do is this. You wrote down, and let me put that in the chat as well so you can see it, or I can actually share the screen again. Can you see the screen?
We're about to see, but we received visual. Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, okay. So the practice is you have your the complaint that somebody said to you. Yeah. So you're person A. Say that complaint to the person with you in the room, so the person can say that complaint to you, so they know what to say to you. Okay, so the complaint is to you. Say it to, like what we did now with Alexandra. She told me what the complaint was. So you say and then your partner, person B, you say the complaint to person A, and person A, you practice giving empathy by trying to understand the message that the person complaining wants to say to you, and try to guess needs. You have the needs list, a short needs list in the chat to help you with that. And the big important thing is with a question mark. So if you noticed when I spoke to Alexandra, I always asked her. I never said, oh yes, I understand that. You blah, blah, blah. Nobody likes when we were told what we are and what we do. So always ask, is it that you're really upset? Is it what you need is rest? Is it what is really, another way to say what you need or needs is what important to you. Is what important to you to care for your family right now? Yeah. And person B, you respond. And you do that for a few minutes. So to kind of see if you can hold yourself from the trigger. Of course, it's a role play, but that's the practice. Because if it's a real complaint that was made to you, then you might relive it a little bit and practice how to answer back by understanding the experience of the other person. And then after halftime, we'll switch and the other person will do the same. Is it clear? Any questions about the practice? Let me put the practice in the chat as well. You'll be in twos and twos and twos. And it would be about, how much time have we got? Maybe 15 minutes altogether, including the switch. Okay, let me see. Okay, once the room is open.
Don't put me in a breakout room, by the way.
Sorry,
You don't put me in a breakout room. You know,
okay.
so I'm not with that too. I'll be outside of this.
Okay. So just Laor, so
You won't be in the breakout room because you arrived too late.
Yeah, I arrived very late. I had a different thing, so I'll be jumping around maybe to listen and to hear because I'm curious, but I myself missed everything else.
okay. Just one thing, Laor, if you're jumping around to listen, please ask if it's okay with the people in the room.
Of course, will do. Thank you.
And I will be jumping as well.
Okay.
So I will also ask, and Ulrike just observing. So people who observe, please ask before you jump into the room, or you can stay in the main room and chat. Okay.
Yeah, I might stay in the main room.
Roland, are we good to go? The practice is in the chat. I don't know if you have time, so go and I'll send a halftime in between. We might make it shorter because I see we're 11 minutes. We're 20 minutes.
We have 15 minutes also, so we can
Okay,
Q&A
great.
with your
Yes,
practice.
for the Q&A.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I will send halftime. You have the practice in the chat if you want to download it or take a photo.
Does anyone see the practice in the chat? Because I don't see it.
No?
No. It's keeping it shows that's loading, but I don't see anything.
Oh,
I see
So
it.
okay, so there must
that's
be a internet connection issue from your side, Anita. Maybe you may wait it, but we can read it for you. So basically, person A says to your partner what the complaint was towards you. Person B say that complaint to person A. And do you want me to continue, or did you receive it?
I have someone else sent it to me, so it's great.
Okay.
I sent
So
it to her, but there was also Frederic who was not able to see it. So
And I sent again. Do you see the second time in the chat?
Not me. I don't know about the
Okay.
other people.
So I will repeat. You tell the other person what somebody said as a complaint to you, and that person will say it. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
If you want to take a picture of
Yeah.
this, or so you say the complaint, and then as long as the idea is that the complaint that was said to you, you will give the empathy. Because we're practicing to give empathy to somebody's complaint to you.
So I have to guess my needs or person B needs.
The other person's need, the person who complains, you have to guess.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay.
We're good to go?
I will open the rooms, and you may get a prompt to enter the room. So I will now open the rooms, okay?
Thank you.
And we'll pause the recording for now.
How it was for you? In two ways. Liana, is it a hand up? Or
Yeah, I think we missed the part where we were supposed to change. So we did, we did just like only one way. And I started like with it just like very easy, as I thought, like complain about the mess around, like, tied up your apartment or just like keep things in order. And somehow it's like, it went like away like too big. So Chris mentioned about efficiency, of course, like then like safety. And then Chris, can you help me? Like what else like we mentioned?
Stressed because overloaded of so many things.
Yeah. Then also it was like about like different standards, and like we went like even like the way how the brain works. It's like also not like beautiful, etc. So it's just like a very small thing, just like tied up your apartment, and then it became like very global. Yeah. And then like we of course like talked that it's important like for self-care, etc., etc. So I was just very impressed. Thank you.
And how, just to mention, and then I want to ask you, so just to mention, sometimes it seems like a really, really small thing, but actually it has a whole lifetime behind it. How was it to receive that empathy, Liana, from Chris? How did it feel for you?
I think it was Chris, right? Like that you received the empathy, I hope.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed that. How was it, Chris?
Yes, it was very interesting because, as you said, small things and you don't think that are not important could be for another person much, much more important. And if you don't take care of them, maybe, yes, they get angry and they just get hurt. It's not important. Come on, relax. I think this doesn't make happy.
Yeah. Is it also that you saying you learned about yourself a little bit as well by getting that guesses from Liana?
Yes, I know about that, but if you tidying up and having children, I think everybody knows this, and it's sometimes really not too easy if they are teenagers and they don't want, and you think, wow, how could they? And yes, a lot of discussions.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris.
Just like a quick question. Yeah, I have a question because when I was giving the empathy, I felt the temptation to ask that not about the universal need, but I was like, are you telling me about now safety because you're afraid of death? And then I felt that it's just going to another direction. So just we're going to ask like.
Also, if you asked it like this, yes, it's very much empathy because you're also asking, and what we didn't go over here is about feelings. I'm afraid of something. That's why I need. Usually it's I feel something because I need something. So if you asked it that way and in a question mark as a question, then yes. If you had said it, oh, do you need safety because you need safety because you're afraid, blah, blah, blah, that could be triggering because you're telling him what he feels. But if you asked, oh, is it because you're afraid and whatever it is that you asked and you waited for his answer, absolutely, it's part of it. Feelings and needs.
It's much soft. It's much softer. The other way is like a knife.
Exactly. Very, very well put, Chris. How was it, Liana and others how was it to guess? Was it kind of difficult, challenging to guess?
My partner was really actually obvious, and I got his needs, immediately. And we worked on two things. One of them, like me and him. One of the topics was giving credit. So it's about not receiving credit for the things that person, did. And the other one is about having support. Like, you can't find me totally, but sometimes I'm not influential that much. So even for minor cases, it will be good to receive your support. So these are kind of conclusions we had. And actually, I received a comment from my partner that at first I didn't even complain. So, oh, Ipak, this is not a complaint. I'll just complain much, like show your feelings, kind of. So, like this exercise actually had that kind of influence for me. For the rest,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And how was it for you to guess? Was it challenging to guess? You say it was obvious, so does that mean it was easy with that scenario?
I mean, I didn't make any, how can I say, putting walls to him. I mean, I totally understood, and I said that, okay, I will pay attention and I will give credit to you, kind of. So I make this move. It's easy for me. But speaking about my complaint, it was a quite challenging because I think I don't like this complaint mode. So I'm not familiar with it, but sometimes I have this complaint, I mean, after all. So I had to do it. So it was great experience for me. I learned to complain in a way.
Yeah. And sometimes, thank you for saying that, Ipak, because sometimes that's what happened. People don't know to complain or don't want to get angry or don't want, and I'm not saying you should, but also it helps us understand what's going on for us. If I will say my judgment, then I will look for my needs behind the judgments, then I will learn what is important to me, and then I will be able to say it. So there's also that part. Many times when I give workshops or longer courses, and like my main thing is to say for people, oh, don't just blame the other person, don't just complain, don't just say it in other words. And all of a sudden there's a person who says, oh, but I learned to understand what's important to me and not just please other people or not just be so there could be two reactions to that. I want to just share for a second to recap, just to see if there are any questions or sharing that wants to be expressed. Okay.
Yeah, please feel free. We can extend the duration a little bit more if it needed for your like grand questions about the whole workshop session, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, Marty?
My question is generic in the regard that this was to me like an appetizer. I feel like I need more time. So I've heard you all refer to the Harmony team before. Do you have longer workshops so that people come prepared to hear what you're saying and practice doing things a different way? Because for me, the concept is great and I can understand it intellectually, but I absolutely need to try doing it. And I don't think I could get as much as I need to get out of an hour. So maybe the Harmony team will have more sessions so that we can do part B or part C.
Yeah, I hear
That's my
what you say.
question.
I hear what you're saying, Marta. You really need to practice, and 1 hour it's really, really not a lot. Because we're towards the end of the year, I have given longer workshops during this year. It was mainly for leaders, area directors, and division directors. I do have plans to give more soon, or next Toastmaster year, and to open it not just to leaders because it's important to all of us. I'll think of how to do it. I really enjoy doing that. We had several sessions, actually. We had 4 times of 2 hours, and we practiced and we went deeper. So I'm always really excited when people are interested. So thank you for mentioning it. I will, when I do the recap, you'll also see my details. So if you want to write me an email to express that, so then I have your email or I have your contact, then please do so. And everybody else. Anyone else? So I will share. Yeah, Ipak, you want to say something? For
You are
COD.
muted.
Oh,
I'm
you're
sorry.
muted. Yeah.
Like once time is done, I'm also muted. You can write your suggestions and comments about the workshop on chat, by the way. We will save it in any case. And Yafit,
I
if you
will
want
just
any
recap.
recap, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we talked about complaints today, how to transform a complaint to a constructive collaboration, right? From blaming the other person to actually hugging. We said it's a shift of awareness that the complainer is trying to actually tell us something about themselves. It's not even about me. They have a huge thing in their life, in their perspective. We're just the trigger. And it's actually a question whether we can hear what's going on for them, what their needs are, what they're trying to fulfill, rest, survival, care, acceptance, belonging. There's so many amazing needs that they're trying to fulfill when they complain to us. If we can only see it, what's in it for us? Why should we do it? Well, do I want to stay in good connection with this person? Do I want myself to feel better? Meaning, I can walk away frustrated and blame him or her back. I will be frustrated. I will be angry. I might cut connections with this person. So it's a question. It's a choice. Do I want to continue collaborate? So how do we do it? We try to drop our agenda. We want to be curious about the other person, refer to their needs, always in question mark. We don't tell them what they need or what they feel. We ask them. And don't be afraid that if you give empathy and you ask, is it this for you? Is it that for you? It means that you agree and your opinion doesn't matter. After the other person will feel that you heard them, they will be open to hear you. And then you can express yourself, but try to express in how it is for you, what your needs are there. And then maybe a different solution will come up. Not what you said, not what they said, but something new. Sorry, I said I will share my yeah, and that's in the next slide. So needs, yeah. And thank you all for being here, for listening, for being curious. It fulfilled the need for contribution, friendship, togetherness, happiness, joy. And if you have a need for more, for your question, Marty, you can write me an email or you can get in touch in any other way. And that's me.
Thank you for your time, Yafit. I mean, it was amazing, and we just experienced this multi-layered session. And for tomorrow, actually, we will continue with this new club officer training, and we will heard about it from one of the first-hand resources. So Dinah Robertson DTM will be here with us, and without further ado, I will close the meeting. And thank you very much for your contributions and experience with us. See you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Have a
guys.
nice